In Ahmad bin Zain al-Habshi uh, summarized this tariqah based on 5 principles. Yes, first and foremost, the principle of tariqah is the principle of knowledge, al-ilm. And by that, they have a specific meaning of ilm. Although we know that in the classification of knowledge in Islam, that knowledge is divided into that which is manthur, or that which is manqul, that which is narrated from one generation after the other, and this is the Quran and Sunnah. And then there is knowledge which is aqli, which is kasbi in nature, which is acquired in nature, and that is through man's reasoning and observation. So, but the Al-Ba'alawi, they especially prize knowledge which is revealed. And this knowledge which is revealed, according to them, must be that which is equally practiced. Yes, the knowledge which is not practiced is meaningless in their understanding. So therefore, they followed ilm with the second principle of the tariqah being al-amal. Yes, amal. That knowledge which is learned must be practiced. So therefore, it is natural that they would prioritize knowledge of the fardu ain and the fardu kifayah. And of the fardu ain, the knowledge that they busy themselves with is the content of the sharia, and it is the content of suluk towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, including, of course, how to achieve certain states, like the maqam of the station of zuhud, patience, yani sabr, shukr, which is gratitude, and a host of other maqamat, a host of other stations that they strive and endeavor to acquire. Then, of course, after working, striving very hard to achieve meaning to say through juhud and amal, they guard the results of their knowledge through the latter 3 components of the tariqah. The first being al-khawf, which is fear, reverential awe of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the purpose of fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala possesses absolute freedom, either to reward you or to punish you, either to continue to guide you or leave you to your own devices, yes, and you would stray away from His guidance. And to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is free of need of us, but we are in need of Him. So that produces the state of khawf in them, that guards that kind of life that is required. And then, of course, it is insufficient to merely possess fear without the acknowledgement of the fear. And that is al-wara', yes, what is sometimes translated into English as scrupulousness. And that is the act of being extremely careful, yes, to fall into disrepute with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of course, these are all of various levels, the minimum of which is the wara' from that which is haram. Yes, and then they ascend until they are able to abstain from that which is makruh, yes, that which is reprehensible, as we said, as translated. And then some of them they proceed further until they avoid that which is allowed, yes, mubah, but can distract you from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or that which may take you towards the makruh and the muharramat, until eventually the highest perhaps form of wara', yes, is to abstain from anything that would distract you from living a life of ibadah with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if, yes, it is allowed. And then finally, the 5th component, according to Imam Ahmad bin Zain al-Habshi, is al-ikhlas. Yes, and al-ikhlas is purity in faith. It is to act. It is to commit. It is rather to practice the religion at the maqam of ihsan, the maqam of excellence, whereby your sole purpose is the ridha of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And these 5 principles, of course, would later on be commented by a contemporary scholar of our time, Habib Zain bin Ibrahim bin Sumayd, in which he has expanded it into a sizable volume, each of which contains statements from the Quran, from the Sunnah, from the practice of the pious predecessors, the Salafus Saleh, including the kalam and practice of the Sada al-Ba'alawi. So this therefore, in terms of the definitions that we have given, Imam Ahmad bin Hassan al-Attas summarized it. He said that if you like, you can say that the tariqah combines between the mujahadah, let us say, the struggles of Imam al-Ghazali in its external sense, and internally, it is the isqatu tadbir, it is the tajrid at-tawheed, it is the full devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, recognizing and acknowledging his doings in one's entire being. Now, so Ghazaliyah in its external form and Shadiliyah in its internal form. Although, to be clear, this device of saying that it is Ghazali out externally, Shadili internally, it is not to say that the predecessors amongst the tariqah have taken and combined these two together. This has always been their practice, except that as a matter of trying to explain their path, they use this method to explain it.